Communities along the Hawkesbury River northwest of Sydney have become the latest to be evacuated from their properties overnight as the New South Wales flood emergency spreads. More than a dozen emergency warnings have been issued for low-lying areas around Windsor. Further west and south, the situation is still very serious, with up to 8 rivers in major flood this morning.
And the message from authorities is it is not over yet. We're going to head to Windsor a little later, but first, Kira Proust is at Dubbo in the Central West, which was hit pretty hard over the weekend. Good morning to you, Kira. What are the conditions like where you are today?
Yeah, good morning, Lisa. Well, even over just the past hour, water levels have receded here on the Macquarie River in Dubbo. But as you can see, there is still a lot of water behind me. Dubbo was hit really hard on the weekend. They had, major supermarket car parks flooded. A local caravan park was ordered to evacuate because the water rushed in quicker than expected. So an evacuation centre has been set up at the Dubbo showground. And while water levels are receding, we are expecting a lot of water to move through river systems in inland New South Wales over the coming days because lots of dams continue to spill. Windermere Dam near Mudgee, it has spilt, for the first time in 32 years and another up on the upper Namoy for the first time since 2001. So a lot of water in inland New South Wales and there's nowhere really for it to go. Down in southern New South Wales near Gundagai, the Murrumbidgee is rushing with water with the Burrinjuck Dam, releasing more than 100,000 megalitres a day at the moment, and Gundagai exceeded the peak there of 9 metres overnight, so there's lots of water around. Luckily the SES says there hasn't been any calls for assistance in that part, and Wagga is expecting to see that water move through either this afternoon or into tomorrow. So a lot of focus in that area. Also along the Lachlan, there was some evacuation orders for parts of Forbes overnight, so still lots of water around, and there's been a bit of cloud cover come over in the past hour, but still fine conditions expected for the next couple of days in terms of the rain. But yeah, more wet weather expected later in the week, so it's definitely not over yet, and it's something that locals and communities need to be aware of. So
for that weather that's coming that you're saying we need to be concerned about, what are the areas that are going to get hit?
Yeah, so along the Murrumbidgee, as I said, that's where a lot of the water's flowing through at the moment, and people really need to keep an eye out for warnings along there. Also along the Lachlan, which is, where Forbes is based, alongside a lot of other local towns like the Jummalong Weir and things like that. So communities along the Lachlan should really be taking caution as water's flowing through there. Also the Gwydir River up to the north and the Macquarie River, which is where Dubbo is situated. So lots of these inland river systems are just bursting at the seams really, and as those dams continue to spill, more water will come through. And yeah, as that wet weather is expected later in the week, the authorities are warning that yes, this danger isn't over yet, and don't become complacent as the weather seems fine and no rain is about today. And just I hope all the communities out there can remain vigilant because it's been a tough couple of years, and with La Nina coming into summer and as well, it's going to be a wet couple of months ahead. So here's to the communities remaining vigilant, and they're doing such a good job at that.
Yeah, well put, Kira. It's almost easier to say who's not affected this time around, isn't it, than there are. Look, I appreciate you bringing us up to date.